Hey everybody, this is Peter Wolfing. I'm at Bethesda Fountain here in New York City in Central Park, and I wanted to make a video today and on kind of the downside, the negative side of network marketing and recruiting and people dropping out specifically. And it's discouraging. I know. Let's just assume that you're in the business and you've signed up 20 people. All right, that may be a stretch for some, but I'm just going to give you an illustration here of what I'm talking about. Let's just say you sign up 20 people and 10 of those people quit in 30, maybe 60 days max. Discouraging, right? Well, let me tell you, it is normal. It's normal. Let's just kind of try to analyze a little bit more about why these people may have quit. And there's so many different reasons why. And you know, the master, Mr. Jim Rohn, who passed away a number of years ago, said, "Hey, listen, don't bother trying to figure it out. Just don't sign up for that course." You know what I mean? Don't try to figure out why people leave. It just happens. And don't spend your time and energy on it, basically is what he's saying, because it's just part of the business, and POTB, part of the business. But we're going to try to do that a little bit here and kind of discuss a little bit about that. Now, the first thing you want to do is when someone signs up in the business or whatever business you're doing, you need to try to get them up to speed as soon as possible and get them engaged, okay? If you sign them up and say, okay, go call up these people, they're going to get just blindsided by naysayers and negative and just nuked by people out there. And so you have to kind of get them ready. And I usually like to tell people, hey, listen, when you talk to people, you're going to have people say this, you're going to have people say that, you're going to have people say this and that and this and that. So by the time they actually talk to somebody, they're going to say, you know, Peter told me you would say that. That's funny, isn't it? You know, that's funny. He told me you would say that. So you prepare them for that type of thing, the inevitable that's going to happen. You don't paint a rosy picture and then someone comes out and say, oh, it's one of those things, and it blows them out of the water, and then they fall into a black hole and you never get a chance to even talk to them again because they don't answer the phone anymore, right? So you get them ready. You prep them for the situation. That's what we used to do in the Marine Corps when I was in there, is they try to prepare you for the inevitable. So when we're in boot camp, we did 13 weeks in boot camp in the Marine Corps, and they would just pummel you back and forth and put you under extreme circumstances so that this way you're prepared. So this way, if you're ever sent in combat, as soon as you have bombs and grenades and bullets flying at you, you don't run the other way, which is human nature. You run toward it and you're prepared for it. If you're not prepared for it, guess what happens? Well, you have shell shock and you're going to be just not able to handle that, and you run the other way. So that's with network marketing. If they're not prepared, then that's what's going to happen. So you want to prepare them first. Number two is you want to get them some form of success as soon as possible. And the key to that is three-way calls or kind of doing something together to get them some kind of success as quick as possible and have them take action. Because the law of diminishing returns starts to set in, where the person that does not engage, the longer that goes on, they're going to drop out of the business and life gets in the way. So I find that necessarily people don't quit the business, they just kind of fade away because they're not engaged. Get them on conference calls, get them on trainings, get them on presentations. Even if they don't have somebody there, they need to absorb and be with like-minded people to get energized. Because in today's day and age, you know, we're in the internet age and we're in the connection age, but really the internet age, where people are doing this business from their home. They feel isolated by themselves. A lot of times they don't go to these local meetings and so on. I mean, when I did it back in the early 90s, we were, you know, in meetings all the time. We had local meetings in hotels, and I would travel multiple hours to go to trainings and so on. But now it's more, you know, over the internet. It's hangouts and it's webinars and conference calls, and you very rarely meet people. You know, over the last 20 years, I've probably met 5 or 10 people, you know, that have actually come here and sat with me. So not many, and it's easy to feel isolated. So you want to plug in and have them plug in as soon as possible with everything that's going on. And tell them not to wait until they learn everything, right? They're excited. Use that excitement to their advantage and have the excitement overcome the lack of knowledge. And eventually, they stick around long enough to be paid. They stick around long enough for their skills to start to increase, to get better at the business. And let's face it, you're not going to be able to be the best person in anything in a week or a month, right? It doesn't happen. You don't expect to be making $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month and more, or even $500 a month if you're just kind of jumping into something that you don't have any knowledge in whatsoever, right? So you have to learn the product, you have to learn the system, you have to learn the compensation plan, and it's quite a bit to absorb. So you overcome that by engaging with energy and say, listen, John, I just can't explain it right now. I'm just so excited about it. Can you take a look? And so this way you don't try to explain it. Try to get them on a multimedia presentation, conference call, webinar, three-way call that maybe you edify with your person that's been in there longer than you, that's had more success. They know what to do, so you don't blow yourself out of the water and burn up your contacts when you're first getting started, right? So you want to be able to do that, and to be able to, again, stick around long enough that you get paid, and understand that some people are just not going to see it. Right? Some people are just not going to see it. They're not in the right time in their life to see it. And no matter what you say, you could give them a gold bar right there and they'll think it's fake. Okay? So no matter what you tell them, it's not going to work. So it's not necessarily the business. It's not you. It's just it's not the right time in their life. So you have to understand that. It just comes with the territory. So to kind of put it as simple as possible in this business here that we're in, the fabulous business of network marketing, is you're in the business of hope. You're in the business of supplying the alternative to what may be ailing them, either physically if you have a product, or financially if you like the compensation plan of a way for them to be able to generate significant income, or even a little income. Hey, $500 a month can really put a dent in people's financial situation. So you can show them an alternative that they may not be aware of, or maybe they were aware of it 20 years ago and they were like, it's one of those things. But 20 years ago is a long time compared to the way it is right now with network marketing. It's really come a long way, and it is now a global phenomenon. It really is. So if you can get that belief in your business, in your product, as soon as possible, as fast as possible, take that red, green, or green pill, or red or green pill. Boy, I messed that one up. The red or green pill that'll get you to that point and get you to that belief level as soon as possible. Then great. I think you can see that I believe in what I'm doing. I think you can see that I don't need that red or green pill, because I've gotten to that point where nobody can tell me this doesn't work. Nobody. I don't care what they say. The naysayers, the scam posters, all that kind of stuff cannot tell me that this doesn't work, that this is not the greatest thing for the individual to be able to get and achieve their financial independence with really a small outlay of money. Time and effort and energy, of course. Nothing's for free out there, and it doesn't just happen. You have to work for it, but it's a fantastic way to be able to get where you want to go faster than anything else I know, compared to the risk and the amount of money you might have to put into traditional business. So you want to get to that point as soon as possible and get to where I am, and people feel that. Okay, people feel that. Now, if you're not there right away, we understand that. But how you get there is you start diving into the products, whether they're digital or physical. You get on the calls, you plug into everything to get to that level as soon as possible, and you again sharpen up your skill level as soon as possible to get to where you need to go. So this way you're proficient in your marketing skills. So guys, I hope you have gotten what I'm trying to explain to you here, that dropouts are inevitable. It will happen. However, as you become better at your business, you can start to get those dropouts lower as you engage these people in the business as quick as possible. Now, don't just sign up someone just to sign up someone, because if they're not ready, they're not ready, and the first thing that happens, they're going to look for a reason to get out. So, don't just do that. I know when you're getting started, you want to sign up anybody that fogs a mirror, right? And we all did that. I went through that. But try not to do that, and then find out what's their reason to get involved. And no twisting arms to get involved, right? So you want to make sure that they're in for the right reasons, and this way they're going to stay. So that as soon as somebody says boo, they don't leave, right? So you want to make sure that that's part of your game plan as well too. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is Peter Wolfing. Have yourself a great day. Look forward to seeing you on another video. Bye.